Good morning, Jamie. Today we're looking at a major topic shaping technology's future, the increasing regulation of artificial intelligence around the world. It seems 2026 will be a key year for these new rules.
Indeed, Alex. Europe is really leading the way with its landmark EU AI Act. This law, which became official in August 2024, is the world's first complete legal framework for AI. Companies using high-risk AI systems must follow its rules by August 2026.
So it's a big deal for businesses. This act categorizes AI by risk level, and non-compliance could mean huge fines, up to 7% of a company's global earnings. It really pushes for responsible AI, emphasizing fairness, reliability, and requiring developers to explain how their AI makes decisions.
Now, if we look at the United States, the situation is a bit different, more varied. While there isn't one big federal law yet, individual states are stepping up. For example, Texas's Responsible AI Governance Act, or TRIAGA, started in January 2026, setting rules for certain AI uses.
And Colorado's AI Act, though passed earlier, will have its main requirements active by June 30th, 2026. This law specifically asks AI developers and users to take reasonable care to protect consumers from unfair algorithmic decisions, especially in areas like employment.
It's not just states, though. The Trump administration has signaled a stronger federal approach. A White House executive order from December 2025 aimed to coordinate AI policies across federal agencies. It also outlined ways to challenge state laws if they clash with national goals, particularly on free speech or trade.
This federal push, along with the America's AI Action Plan from July 2025, sets a clear direction. Even if these aren't directly enforceable laws, they guide federal agencies. So global companies now face a complex web of standards, definitions, and legal uncertainties. Staying informed and building strong internal frameworks for AI governance is crucial for 2026 and beyond.
Absolutely. The message is clear. AI governance is no longer just a future concept. It's here now, and businesses must adapt to this rapidly evolving landscape.
Good morning, Jamie. Today, we're discussing a crucial development in the technology sector, focusing on how we power the rapidly expanding world of artificial intelligence.
Indeed, Alex. The rise of AI workloads is placing significant demands on data centers. These powerful AI systems require substantial amounts of electricity and also generate a great deal of heat. This creates significant challenges for maintaining continuous power, managing heat, and ensuring operational safety.
That's right. To address these evolving needs, Ampace, a leading global company in energy storage, recently unveiled its latest AI-focused power infrastructure at Data Center World London 2026. They are promoting a vision of providing comprehensive AI continuity infrastructure.
Their innovative showcase includes new products like the PU100 and PU200 systems. These are specifically engineered to handle the unique power demands of AI clusters. They can absorb sudden and large changes in power use, which is common in intensive AI operations, and deliver stable energy. This ensures continuous backup and reliable performance, which is vital to prevent disruptions.
Beyond just power stability, Ampace is also tackling the growing issue of thermal management in high-density AI environments. The heat generated by components like GPUs is continuously increasing, making traditional cooling methods less effective and raising the risk of system failures. The PU200 system, for instance, is designed to operate reliably even at 30 degrees Celsius and can quickly recharge after a full discharge, helping to maintain stable temperatures.
And safety is a paramount concern for AI-driven data centers. Ampace emphasizes a zero-tolerance approach with a strong global safety record. Their PU series incorporates highly stable lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry, features fire protection within each rack, and uses advanced cell technology. These elements significantly reduce the risks of thermal events and gas emissions by up to 90%, building a robust safety foundation.
So Ampace is clearly demonstrating that their AI continuity infrastructure is not just a concept, but a practical and essential solution for the future of AI operations, ensuring both reliability and safety.
Absolutely, Alex. As AI continues its rapid growth, Having such dependable and secure infrastructure will be fundamental to its ongoing development and widespread success.
Welcome to our economic update. As early 2026 concludes, the global economy shows both resilience and persistent challenges, particularly with inflation.
That's right, Alex. International organizations like the IMF expect global growth around 3% for 2026. This is a moderate pace. Richer nations grow slower due to aging populations, tighter money policies, and new regulations.
Developing nations largely drive this growth, facing hurdles like tougher loans and political pressures. Data suggests stability is returning, but it's costly and not uniform. Leaders must look closely at each country. Global trade remains fragile due to protectionism.
However, a significant positive. Businesses are investing heavily in new tech like AI, semiconductors, and cloud services. This surge in tech spending is a powerful engine for global momentum.
A key driver indeed. Regarding inflation, we see gradual deceleration globally. Rates in OECD countries are around 4%, with some European economies closer to 1.7%. Central banks worldwide balance stable prices with supporting economic activity.
This balancing act is clear in the United States. While global inflation falls, U.S. inflation is predicted to return to its target more gradually. Economists don't expect the Federal Reserve to cut rates before Chair Jerome Powell's term ends in May, mainly due to a strong job market.
So, a measured U.S. path. Key risks include a slowdown in tech investments or escalating global political tensions. Policymakers must prioritize building financial reserves, maintaining stability, and implementing reforms for economic progress.
A nuanced outlook, Alex. Clear priorities for leaders as we navigate the year.
Good morning, Jamie. Today we're looking at some interesting economic news from February 2026, showing quite different trends in the UK and the United States.
That's right, Alex. It's a clear example of an uneven recovery. Let's start with the UK, where consumer confidence has taken a noticeable dip.
Indeed. The GfK Consumer Confidence Index, which shows how people feel about their money and the economy, dropped by 3 points to -19. This reverses some recent positive feelings and seems linked to a rise in unemployment there.
It's understandable. UK consumer spending has been low since the pandemic, due to higher borrowing costs and ongoing inflation. Even though inflation did fall to 3% in January, and the Bank of England expects it to reach 2% by April, people are still feeling the pressure. Businesses are also planning smaller price increases, showing weaker demand.
A challenging situation for UK households. Now, let's turn our attention across the Atlantic. The United States labor market, in contrast, appears quite stable.
Yes, it does. Economists describe it as a low-hire, low-fire environment. Last week, the number of Americans applying for new jobless benefits rose only slightly, by 4,000 to 212,000, and the unemployment rate in February stayed steady at 4.28%.
This stability is significant. It supports the idea that the Federal Reserve likely won't cut interest rates before Chairman Powell's term ends in May. It shows the U.S. economy is not overheating, but not slowing down dramatically either.
Exactly. So while the UK is trying to boost spending and create jobs, the US is managing a steady job market and keeping an eye on inflation. These different paths are important for investors and policymakers to watch as they consider future economic policies.
Thank you, Jamie. It's clear that these two major economies are navigating very distinct challenges in the post-pandemic era. We'll continue to monitor these developments.
Good evening, Jamie. We begin with significant developments from the Middle East. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched coordinated airstrikes against Iran. President Donald Trump described these as major combat operations, stating the goal is to protect Americans and prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Indeed, Alex. Explosions were reported in Iranian cities, including Tehran. Reports indicate military sites, missile facilities, and areas near Iran's Supreme Leader's office were hit. Iran's foreign ministry strongly condemned these actions, calling them a gross violation of their country's rights. They also reported over 200 casualties, noting that both military and civilian targets, including a primary school, were affected.
Following these strikes, Iran quickly retaliated. Missile and drone attacks were launched towards Israel and several countries in the Arabian Gulf, such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Jordan also confirmed it shot down many drones and missiles. This escalation has led to immediate airspace closures and travel disruptions across the region, with warnings issued for residents to seek shelter.
Domestically in the U.S., these operations have sparked considerable political debate. Critics, including many Democrats and some Republicans, point out that these strikes were launched without approval from Congress. The U.S. Constitution gives Congress the power to declare war, raising questions about presidential authority in the situation.
And Jamie, the broader implications are also concerning. Iran has previously threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz, a vital route for global oil shipments. While those threats were never acted upon, the current situation raises new worries about energy markets and stability in the region.
Absolutely, Alex. The international community is now closely watching, with many voices calling for calm and de-escalation to prevent further conflict. We will continue to follow these events closely.
Hello and welcome. Today, we're looking at key developments in U.S. trade policy under the Trump administration, its strong stance on imports, and a new focus on critical minerals.
That's right, Alex. The administration recently increased import taxes, or tariffs, to 15% on February 22nd. This came after the Supreme Court ruled some of President Trump's previous tariffs illegal, stating he lacked authority under emergency powers.
So, a legal challenge didn't stop the administration from pursuing its trade agenda. How did President Trump respond?
The president declared these new 15% tariffs fully allowed and legally tested. This shows a clear determination to continue his America First trade policy, despite an earlier legal setback. International leaders, including Germany's Chancellor Merz and France's President Macron, voiced concerns about increased trade uncertainty.
And what about American businesses affected by the Supreme Court ruling?
U.S. companies are now asking for roughly $133 billion in refunds from tariffs the Supreme Court deemed illegal. This creates a significant domestic challenge.
Beyond tariffs, Jamie, we're also seeing a new initiative focused on critical minerals. Can you tell us more?
Certainly, Alex. The administration is proposing a plurilateral agreement on trade in critical minerals. They're seeking public input for this new deal, aimed at securing vital raw materials. The goal: build a stronger, more diverse supply chain for the U.S. and its allies, ensuring national security.
And what would this agreement cover?
It would set prices based on market costs, encourage new investments, and reduce policies that distort global prices. The agreement also plans to address recycling, environmental protection, and labor standards.
So, the Trump administration is using a two-pronged approach: protective tariffs and strategic partnerships for essential resources. It's a clear effort to reshape global trade dynamics. Welcome to Global Perspectives. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we're looking at a significant event from the United Nations.
That's right, Jamie. February 20th marked the World Day of Social Justice 2026. This day calls for global attention to important principles of fairness and equality.
The UN uses this day to highlight peaceful, fair societies. It's a chance for governments and organizations to review progress and work towards the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, focusing on better social conditions.
A central event, organized by the Kyrgyz Republic, the International Labor Organization, ILO, and UNDESA, discussed achievements since 1995. It focused on how countries can work together so no one is left behind.
Discussions covered current issues like how artificial intelligence and remote work affect jobs, and ensuring fair treatment for migrant workers. There was also a focus on just transitions for climate change and the digital world.
The day stressed that social development means fighting poverty, creating good jobs, and offering social support for everyone. It highlighted community groups' role in protecting human rights, especially against anti-democratic forces.
Beyond governments, private donations and businesses are now vital to support human rights advocates, especially with aid cuts. A new generation is committed to justice and preventing global crises, which is a hopeful sign.
Finally, Discussions called for better systems and research to help at-risk communities and address inequalities. The ultimate goal is a society for all, where everyone has equal rights and opportunities.
A powerful message, Alex, underlining our shared responsibility to create a more just world.
Good morning, Jamie. Today we're focusing on significant social justice movements in the United States. In early 2026, both LGBTQ+ and immigrant rights continue to be very active and important in national conversations.
Indeed, Alex. These movements, while distinct, often share common goals of greater inclusion and challenging existing societal norms. For LGBTQ+ rights, key issues include ensuring protection from discrimination in areas like employment, housing, and public spaces. They also advocate for fair access to healthcare and legal recognition of gender identity. There's a constant effort to counter any laws that might reduce these existing protections. While visibility for LGBTQ+ individuals is growing, leading to better understanding, it also brings increased debate, particularly for more conservative groups. These discussions often balance individual rights with religious beliefs.
That's a very clear overview, Jamie. Turning our attention to immigrant rights, activists are campaigning for comprehensive changes to immigration laws. This involves creating pathways for people to become citizens, protecting those without documents, and ensuring humane treatment at borders and in detention centers. They often highlight the economic benefits immigrants bring and the human need to offer support to those seeking a better life. The conversation around immigration remains quite divided, with ongoing discussions about border security, the economic impact of immigration, and the integration of new communities.
Precisely, Alex. What's notable is how both movements utilize various strategies, from legal challenges to public protests and community efforts. They frequently find moments to work together, responding to public discussions to advance their shared call for equality and fair treatment for all individuals, regardless of their background or identity.
A complex but vital aspect of American society, truly. Thank you, Jamie, for shedding light on these crucial ongoing efforts towards a more inclusive future. We'll continue to monitor these developments.